State University. I'm a past president of the Ohio Council of Teachers of Mathematics, and have participated in projects with the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics, the Ohio Department of Education, and the National Science Foundation. In my position in Stowe, I spent at least half of most school days with K-12 mathematics classes, working with teachers and students directly. I also led in-services with K-12 teachers on a regular basis. I'm licensed in grade 7 to 12 mathematics, and when I began my career, I taught middle school mathematics for 6 years. I'm now working independently with schools and districts to facilitate professional development for mathematics teachers and ultimately mathematics learning for students. I believe that it is also relevant to this hearing to humbly note that I graduated first in my class from Stowe Monroe Falls High School and first in my class from Bowling Green State University as an undergraduate, both with 4.0 grade point averages. At Bowling Green, my coursework included 35 hours of mathematics. All but one of the courses required for a major in pure mathematics. With this academic background, it might seem counterintuitive that I would believe a change from past mathematics standards is necessary. However, one of the seminal experiences of my professional life occurred during my senior year mathematics methods class at Bowling Green. We were exploring how to simplify an expression like 2x plus 3 times x minus 6. You may recall, quote, FOIL from your Algebra 1 class. We were thinking about and representing this process visually, in a way that connected abstract concepts to concrete objects. As my mother has always said, when she doesn't understand a math concept, draw me a picture. Even though I had learned rote procedures for this process in 8th grade and used these procedures throughout high school and college, this was the first time that I realized that they rely on exactly the same principles as whole number multiplication and what I knew was the standard algorithm for multiplication. I had never, even as an A student in mathematics, seen this incredibly important and useful connection between visual and algebraic representations until this point, because it had never been part of the content goals in any of my classes. As the math consultant for Stowe Monroe Falls, I have helped many parents at family math nights to understand this same idea. And I would hear gasps and ohs around the room as they saw for the first time the structure that connects FOIL to whole number multiplication. Such connections and the search for structure are prominent throughout the Common Core mathematics standards. When Ohio began work on a new set of standards in the summer of 2009 under the leadership of the Ohio Department of Education, I served on the advisory board as the representative of the Ohio Council of Teachers of Mathematics. During this time, I was able to offer feedback directly on the drafts of the standards that the writing team was producing, and I saw changes made as a result. When, in late 2009, Ohio chose to join, at that time, 47 other states in creating a common set of mathematics and language arts standards, the work that had been done in Ohio directly contributed to the collaboration among these states. Then, in the spring of 2010, when the draft of the Common Core State Standards was released for public comment, I was able to offer input in 2 ways. First, through the official Ohio Department of Education response that was written based on meetings with the original Ohio Standards writing and advisory teams. And second, through a response written by the Executive Board of the Ohio Council of Teachers of Mathematics. Since the Common Core State Standards were adopted in Ohio in 2010, our school district has been purposefully and diligently preparing for the full transition to these standards. Our kindergarten teachers have been teaching the standards for 4 years in order to prepare our students from day one to meet this rigorous set of goals for student learning, followed in successive years by our 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade teachers. During the past school year, all of our mathematics classes were taught using only the Common Core State Standards, and our teachers have spent a multitude of hours, I can't even count how many hours, studying the standards and developing lessons, units, and assessments in order to enact them. And the standards are rigorous. I am not aware of a single teacher in our district who feels that the standards expect too little of students. Our teachers do, however, believe that these goals, particularly in connection with the 8 standards for mathematical practice, which are vital to successful mathematics learning, are well organized across the grades, thus supporting the development of problem-solving skills, reasoning, the ability to justify and critique ideas, mathematical precision, and real understanding for all students. In classrooms, I hear 1st graders talking about, quote, persevering through math problems. I see 3rd and 4th graders explaining and understanding U.S. standard algorithms for computation. I see 5th and 6th graders proving why the answers to fraction story problems make sense. I see 8th graders discussing slope and what it means in the context of real situations, as well as on graphs and in tables and equations. I hear many teachers saying that they wish they had had, quote, the chance to learn mathematics like this because it would have made so much more sense, end quote. I am so proud of our students and teachers for their deep engagement with the Common Core state standards. And I do wonder how many fewer adults in the general population would have had such a strong distaste for mathematics had they also had this kind of learning experience. One of our kindergarten teachers, Amanda Cargioli, shared this reflection with me. Quote, I never knew my kindergarten students were capable of so much until the Common Core forced me to really challenge them. They went from the expectation of only counting forward and backward from 0 to 10 with our old state standards, to skip counting, counting up to 100, adding and subtracting, and understanding tens and ones with the Common Core. We were scared it would all be too hard, when in reality the children took off and surprised us all with the higher level thinking skills they were actually capable of once we raised our standards, end quote. Now the citizens of Ohio, particularly you as our representatives, have the opportunity once again to decide what kind of mathematics learning will occur in our elementary and secondary classrooms. I ask you to consider our new kindergartners, who will graduate in 2027 and enter the world and the workforce. Give them the opportunity to become well-rounded mathematical thinkers who can make connections, reason, and appreciate and apply all of the facets of mathematics that most of us never experienced as students. Give them the opportunity to meet and to learn from the worthwhile challenges of the Common Core. Thank you very much for your time, your consideration, your leadership, and your support of mathematics education in Ohio.